watching Chaotic TV.
Hey guys, and welcome back to Chaotic TV. We are in Game 6 between Karen 3 Esports and Millennium. Karen 3 Esports is winning right now, 3-2, and we are on Neoplanet S in the bottom left. We have the blue Zerg player, formerly of Karen 3 Esports. It is Vortix. Someone's lagging.
And his opponent, it's not me this time. His opponent, the red Protoss player, winning that last game with some good proxy oracle damage, killing a lot of economy, and then just hitting a strong attack afterwards. This is Millennium's Adelscott.
I wonder where that name come from, because every time I hear it pronounced that way, I think of Adel-minded, and that's just not a good descriptor for a StarCraft 2 player.
Also heard it pronounced as Adele, which just reminds me of terrible music.
Alright. Forgot that she was a pop singer. I don't keep up with that. I don't think I've listened to the radio in about a decade. Not since I was in high school, and I had to.
Thank God for Pandora.
I use last.fm myself, but to each his own. I'm curious to see what these two players are going to do. Adelscott doing a decent proxy in the last game. For Oracle's not so great against Zerg because Queens last for a lot longer than Marines do against Oracles, and
probably gonna see the gateway expand here, or rather cybernetics core expand.
You think he's gonna go for another Nexus before he techs up, or is he just gonna be teching and then go for Nexus like we saw Vipro do?
I think the normal play here is to get the Nexus up after the cybernetics core, but you might do something a little different with this assimilator coming in now, and a bunch of chat because of the lag. And go.
And I need that production tab for all the viewers out there. Sorry guys. Warp gate coming in. I was wondering why I wasn't seeing anything. It's this new sexy overlay.
Like, God, no one's doing anything.
You still have to remember to put it up
the worst professional players ever.
The thing about it is, in this new overlay in the top left, there's not that none tab that says you don't have anything displayed, and so I didn't
no idea.
know.
I haven't seen your overlay.
No. Like in the standard overlay bit in the top left, there's the none pull down thing.
About. I'm looking at it.
Yeah, I'm not using the overlay, mother. All right, Nexus comes down. We don't have a robotics bay or facility yet. Come on, I cannot speak tonight. And the hatchery's up.
He's actually banking a bunch of gas here. He wants to get these Zerglings out before he shows his tech. And then make him sacrifice an Overlord to see.
What are Zergling speed
there
versus
it is, the
sentries?
Stargate. Oh, he sees it anyway. Because that Zergling took a left turn.
Yeah, Zerglings apparently do 2.9 movement speed against the sentry's 2.25 and can outrun a sentry. And this Zealot can't do anything about it. That's just really funny.
The plight of the Zealot. I don't know if you've watched StarCrafts or not, but that Zealot is always getting shit.
I love those guys. If you want to check out something funny and introduce people to StarCraft in a really fun way, check out youtube.com/carbotanimation, or just Google StarCrafts. Although that probably won't get you anywhere close to it. We do have a wall incoming in for Adelscott. It does? Is he really that popular that he's Googled that much?
I search YouTube for StarCrafts. He's got a little bit too many workers. Oh, there, he's fixing it. I was say a little too many workers in his main and not enough in his natural, but weeding them out a bit now.
Roachworm coming down.
Let's say Virtue. We see Vortex taking to lair. Getting the rest of his gases on 2 bases, Levo chambers. We might see a 2-base Roach Hydra type play here.
Yeah, I think you think he's still banking on versus that Stargate play because he still sees it warping in, but it was canceled by Adelscott.
That sneaky tech switch.
Yeah, and this Phoenix is going to make him think it's a real.
Console.
If he can get out before this Phoenix dies, then he won't know it's a hallucination. But he's not going to, and now he knows it was a hallucination and there was a possibility of a tech switch.
Or if he doesn't shoot anything. And here comes the sacrificial overlord.
Yep, he saw it.
Looks like with movement speed.
He started it moving right after he saw that it was a hallucination. He probably could have hit it a lot better, but had there actually been a Stargate coming out, there would have been an attack by air units. Wow, stutter stepping.
He got Overlord speed here to just as scout. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
He
And probably to run his
produce a creep highway.
He's probably used his would have used that Overlord to move away from any Phoenixes that were coming in to chase the Overlords across the map.
That said, this is a pretty incredible creep sped coming across the map.
This is
focusing more on going around the top.
This is the second time we've seen Zergs sacrifice an Overlord to do a scout and then become supply blocked from it and then have to start Overlords afterwards. It's like they don't plan on scouting it and then they do, and then they're like, oh crap, I didn't build Overlords. But that's the second one that's happened to tonight.
It's not the worst thing in the world for Zerg to be supply blocked at this point. The only time you don't want to be supply blocked is trying to reinforce an attack. Other than that, it's not so damaging because you bank your production as opposed to having constant production.
This third being scouted for Adelscott means that if he puts a whole lot of probes on that line and freaking Vortix, that's the name of our Spanish player, goes ahead and attacks it, then all of the money that he put into those probes is going to be kind of wasted if this third is sniped. But it doesn't look like Vortix is going to be doing that. He's already switching into Hydras, and he's getting a whole ton of upgrades against the one. And
+1 missile attacks, roach speed, global reconstitution, groove spines, muscular augmentations, ground carapace. So he's just completely upgrading this roach hydra army. He's kind of gonna invest all of his eggs in one basket, I guess you could call it. He wants this ground army to win, and it's gonna be met with Psystorm, but not Colossus quite yet. So as long as he spreads efficiently, and he'll be able to fight this army pretty well.
These Hydras are going to do great damage against the Zealot Sentry composition we see right here. A couple Psystorms would really hurt them, but not as much as Colossi would against these Hydras, and they're still kind of slow. They don't have their muscular augments yet, and so they can't kite, but decent force fields are what you need against them.
Ooh.
The reinforcements came in just in time to overrun. Keep your roaches back.
Splitting the army up. Those roaches aren't even taking any damage though, because the zealots were running away.
As I said, this third base is going to be attacked. Oh, great storm, but not good enough.
A few roaches in.
Actually damaging some of those zealots.
That's also a nice time soul there. Time warp rather. Oh, walks the High Templar into their Hydras. They don't do so well in melee range.
Roaches and roaches and roaches coming in. The muscular augments are done, so there can be kiting against these Archons. The Zealots are moving in, but so are the probes.
Yep. And anytime you see probes fighting an army, you know it's a bad spot to be in.
Yep, 12 have died so far. This Mothership Core is in dire straits if there were more Hydras, but as I was halfway through that sentence, I realized there aren't that many.
That one Hydra will kill it eventually.
Roaches are being taken out by the Submortal.
I think you just realized that there's only one Hydra there and decided to use the Immortals for some effect, but now it's overrun. And I think there's just too many Zerg units here. This may be the end here for Adelscott.
Yep, Hydra production has stopped. He's pure roaches. Now, as I say that, 4 Hydras are begun, but this one Immortal is not going to be enough to stop him. The Sentry's pushed in, but the force field is a bit too late. That Immortal is going to be two-shotted, and even the pylon is there.
Another mineral line decimated, and good game.
Vortix taking the 4th game for KR3 Esports, taking the score 4-2 against Millennium. We're going to move on to Newkirk Precinct against Millennium's ace player, 4GG. He's going to be back for a second shot at taking his team to victory. Thanks very much for watching, guys. This was Game 6. We're moving into Game 7 in just a second. From Chaotic TV, I am KO.
And this is Eclipse.
I'll see you soon.